Eve, probably the most famous story of temptation in all of our history, is Eve's encounter with the forbidden fruit. The sly talking serpent, right? In the end, when you think about this, and I want us to think about this because we know the story, we've heard it 100 times, right? In the end, what is it that Eve actually does? Now this is kind of going to get us to see the bigger picture, because we answer this, and next week, this week's lesson is the seriousness of sin. Next week we're going to talk about the statement of sin. What are you saying when you sin, okay? And so we focus on that a lot with Eve. What was she saying? What was she really doing? She was disobeying God. That's a big thing. That is a serious thing. And there was really only one rule out there. There was only one thing that she had to stick to. Only one thing that she shouldn't have done. Right? So it seems like it really shouldn't have been that hard for her to just stay pure, to stay right. Okay? So what did she do? She disobeyed. She didn't trust God. But what did she do? What did she actually do? The greatest, the worst sin that anybody has ever committed in the history of our mankind, and since the world has been created, the thing that we think of when we think of sin is this apple, right? Or this fruit. You don't know that was an apple. And so what is it that this woman did? She took a bite of a piece of fruit. That's it, right? Oh, it's just one little eye. It's just one little bite. Do you think maybe Eve thought that? It's just going to be this one time. I'm just going to take one little bite. What's the big deal? It was just one bite of a piece of fruit. Okay? So we think, we like to make sin not have consequences. We like to dumb it down. We like to water it down. We don't want sin to really mean what it is, or really be what it is. And here is the thing that got it all started, and it was a woman plucking a piece of fruit off a tree and taking a bite into it. Now to you and I, if you were to do that today, how many people, if God said, I don't want you to eat that fruit, and it was just literally, there was a tree somewhere in this town, and somebody went and plucked some fruit off it, and you would think that's not too big of a deal, wouldn't you? I mean, I think the consensus being taken, 90% of people would say, oh, okay, it's just a piece of fruit. It's just a bite. It's not a big deal. Well, God thought it was a big deal. Because when she did that, and then she shared it with her husband, what were the ramifications? What were the consequences?